Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International Stars of Magic show. And here's your host, Anthony Darkstone.
Greetings and a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And we do have a lot of people from all over the world, literally magic around the world. Some of you who read MUM will know where I got that little phrase from. But welcome to the show. Thank you all for joining us. And we literally do have people from different countries from around the world, not just as cast members, but as attendees watching our show. Before I go any further, I would like to take a moment, in fact, to briefly introduce to those of you who don't know him and those of you who do know him, say a warm welcome and hello to our Dean, Mr. George Schindler. George, are you there?
I can't see me, but I'm here. Can you hear me?
We hear you, George.
But I can't see that my video is not working for some reason.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But that's okay. I'm here.
That's okay. Most of us know what you look like, sir. So it's all right.
Hey,
But,
MUM.
well, thank you for being here, George, our Dean. As some of you may know, for those of you who don't know and are not in the SAM, because we've invited our fellow members from the Magic Circle, the IBM, and the Texas Association of Magicians. Pretty much everybody will know George. But anyway, here he is, our Dean, George Schindler. It now comes upon me to introduce another gentleman. Those of you who've received your copies of MUM, the July issue, will see this on the cover. And just for you, because you're at this show, here he is live. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Society of American Magicians, Dr. Joel Zaritsky.
Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to be here that I even wore a tie. So thanks for having me, guys.
Not at all. It's lovely to see you, Joel. And Joel and I did an interview with a well-known gentleman in England called Andrew Eborn, who may well be watching tonight. About a week ago, I think it was, Joel, yeah, where we talked about Houdini, the SAM, his links with the Magic Circle, etc. While we're introducing very great notables like Mr. Schindler, Dr. Joel, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome. If you were at the convention in Vegas in January, you would have met him via a video link, but here he is live today. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Mr. Noel Britton, president of the Magic Circle. Hello, Noel.
Hi, Anthony. Hope you're well.
I'm well indeed. How are you, sir?
I'm very well indeed. I see that Joel's just become president and is wearing a tie. Just to let him know that in a few months' time, you know, he'll be down to the relaxed stage like I am.
Well, lovely to have you here from the Magic Circle. As you well know, the links between the two organizations go back decades, literally. As many of us who've been at conventions will know, in the past, the Magic Circle has always held a cocktail party and indeed provided a special show at the various SAM conventions. That's a splendid illustration you have of dear Tommy Cooper behind you. Wonderful.
Absolutely, yes. A line drawing by Jay Fortune, a very talented British magician and artist. So yes, he keeps his eye on me, Tommy does. So
just like that, he does. Just like that. Noel, I gathered you wanted to say a few words to us. So can I turn the spotlight over to you, sir?
Very kind of. Well, as you say, we have wonderful bonds between the Magic Circle and the SAM, but you know, as all clubs, there's a bit of rivalry. So I thought, as Joel is the incoming president, and knowing his love of Batman, I would test his trivia knowledge of Batman and magic by saying to him, over the years, Batman has had very many Alfreds, his butler, both on TV and in the movies. Does Joel happen to know what the link is between one of those Alfreds and the American card expert Cy Enfield. So a potential prize available.
I'd love to hear this. Inquiring minds want to know.
There we go. I will give you the answer in that case. Well, of course, Alfred the Butler in the Dark Knight trilogy was played by Michael Caine.
Yes.
And Michael Caine shot to prominence his very first starring role in any movie. Up until that time, he'd just been a bit part actor, was in a film that was produced, written and directed by the American card expert Cy Enfield. Cy Enfield plucked Michael Caine from obscurity and made him into an international star. So that's the link between those two things. So you don't get the full prize, Joel, but as a small consolation prize, and bearing in mind the great bond that there is between the SAM and the Magic Circle, and the fact that you obviously have a love and dedication to magic by achieving the position that you have within the SAM. I know that you've applied to become a member of the Magic Circle, and normally that's a lengthy process with an interview and asking to see your to reach a certain standard of performance or written work. But I have spoken to the council in the last few hours, and I am delighted to be able to tell you here for the very first time, on behalf of the council and behalf of the members of the Magic Circle, you are now officially a member of the Magic Circle. And I hope we'll be able to and stronger bonds now between the Magic Circle and the SAM. So,
oh my gosh! No, thank you so much. That's phenomenal.
Well,
you made my day. Okay, see you, everybody.
It's the least we could do. So.
That is phenomenal.
Well, and congratulations on achieving the role of president as well. So have a great year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh. Wow, Noel. Thank you, sir, on behalf of every member of the Magic Circle who is also a member of the SAM, and we do indeed have some Magic Circle members in the cast today. Can I say a wonderful thank you to you, to everybody on the council, the Magic Circle secretary, and all those people who, oh my gosh, as you say, it's a lengthy process. Wonderful, marvelous.
And thank you, Anthony, for organising and doing this show and keeping magicians together during this strange time that we're going through. So thank you to you as well.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. And I think I will put myself at the bottom of the thank yous because, as I will say later, and I've said earlier, and I'm sure everyone will agree, all of this was only possible because of the friendship of all the cast members, some of whom I've worked with in the past and certainly have known for many years if I haven't. So all lovely people. And I think, put the Zoom hand clap on if you want, because your mics are off. Yes. Okay. To everybody that's coming on. Now, let's get on with the show, shall we? That's what we're here for. So I hope those of you you are watching with your families, because this is a family show, and we do literally have people from different parts of the world. Anyway, here we go. We're going to open, in fact, with, incidentally, a member of the Magic Circle. Some of you will know her because she's been on Arian Black's Magic Kitchen in the past. But without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together from Scotland/England, Louise Andre Douglas. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. I know you have another little something for us. And before you do, I just want to jump in and say something, if that's okay. Yeah.
Of course.
There are people watching with their families, i.e., possibly, children. Don't do it at home. Don't do it at all, because the spikes can hurt you. So every one of the people on this cast is a valued charter member of the Society of American Magicians International Assembly, and as you've heard from the Magic Circle as well, and have spent a long time training and doing everything as it should. So can I please emphasize, if you are a lay person, i.e. not a magician, and you're watching with your family, please don't try this, okay? So leave that to you. Now, Louise, I think you have another little something prepared for us. Is that right?
Yes, that's absolutely true. Thank you so much, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to be involved in tonight's show and to represent Scotland, although I am coming to you live from London this evening, so hello. But actually, before I hand you back over to Anthony to enjoy the rest of the show, I thought I would share with you my favourite tip for lockdown. So if you're anything like me, then you would have had to use your phone an awful lot recently. Well, I'm going to share my favourite hack. All you need is a magician's red silk. Now, most of us magicians have one of these. Now, if I show you my phone, you're going to see what I mean. Can you see all these little red notifications here? It is so annoying. My phone has not stopped. Everything's gone digital. But all you need is your little silk. If you take it, see the little red notification? Just get rid of it. Just wipes off. Same with WhatsApp. I don't really read the messages, but I just pretend to and just get rid of it, just like that. 19 emails, I don't have the time, so just get rid of it. In fact, I've found this amazing way of cleaning out your entire phone. All you have to do is use the silk. It comes all the way through. Sometimes it gets a little bit stuck at the end, just give it a little, and you're left with a shiny, bright iPhone. And that is my favourite lockdown tip. Now back to Anthony Darkstone, our wonderful host.
Thank you very, very much indeed. Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Loved it. Yeah. How can you not? Well, from Scotland to London, I'd like you now to join me, and it is an international show, and take you all the way across to the Netherlands. And one of my favorite people, who is a well-known international star, indeed everybody is, and connected with FISM, and has appeared at the SAM conventions in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sylvia Schuur from Holland.
Okay, thank you. As a magician, you always get asked a lot of questions, right? And one of those questions is, hey, Sylvia, can you make disappear my boss? Okay, well, that's tricky. But most of the time they ask me, can you make disappear my mother-in-law? And that's very strange because, I love the mother-in-law for my husband even more than my own mother-in-law. Can you imagine? But one thing, what the people always asking you is, hey, Sylvia, can you make me some money? Well, of course I can. I live in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And here in Europe, we have the euro, right? So let's start the music, let's start the magic, and let's have the euro change. Are you ready? Here we go.
Thank
And
you.
know something? I believe that magic is a bridge that connects people from all over the world. See you.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much indeed. Obviously, she has got a job as the president of the International Monetary Fund. Having done that, yes, we should make friends with her. I love that. From a €5 bill all the way through to 500. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll leave the Netherlands and we will take you all the way up to North America, to Canada. One of my favorite places in Canada, British Columbia. And we have there Michael Likey, who was going to do something for us live, but for all kinds of various reasons couldn't. He is here. So he sent us a lovely clip, which now I will ask our almost president, Dr. Joel, to please play. And that is Michael Likey. Thank you, Michael Likey from BC in Canada. We're now going to go from Canada and head a little bit south. but kind of stay in Canada at the same time. How is that possible? Haha, magic of a different kind. The next performer spends most of her Fridays on a double date with our president Joel and myself. Interesting. The reason she does that is because we have a show called Arian Black's Magic Kitchen, which some of you would be familiar with and indeed have attended. It's a little bit of magic, a little bit of cooking, it's a little bit of fun. So from Las Vegas and currently in Canada at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, metaphorically or otherwise, for Arian Black. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Ariane. That was amazing. Really wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Okay. Thank you so much on behalf of everybody. We'll see you Friday. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Okay, well, that was the reason I said she's currently in Canada at the moment, but it's in, Las Vegas is where she's had all our shows and everything else. If you know Arian Black, you'll know. And if you have a copy of the May issue of MUM, you'll see a piece that I wrote for her, which is the cover article, and there's even more about her on there. While we're in Las Vegas, I'd like to go to a very, very good buddy of mine over in Las Vegas. He's right there at the moment. And he helps us in so many ways of editing our clips and putting things together. It's just unbelievable, all the amazing stuff that he does. And I asked him if he would be kind enough to do something, and he showed it to me. And I went, wow, I've seen this done before, but never like this. So he said, I'll put it on a clip and send it to you. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Williams. Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. That was just amazing. Just to tell you, I saw on an SAM lecture, which is open to everybody, by the way, Jim Steinmeier did that, and I was chatting to Mark about it, and he said, well, I do a version. And when I saw it, I said, no, we've got to put it in the show. So here it is. Staying in Las Vegas. He was going to be with us. He will be featured very shortly in MUM as a cover feature, which I've also written. He couldn't be with us physically, but he was kind enough to send us a wonderful clip. Again, you can read all about him or visit his website. Ladies and gentlemen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Jason Andrews.
Hi, friends. What a memorable year it has been. We know this year has had knocks, but let me tell you, after this is all over, we have to continue to smile, we have to get rid of those knots, and we have to continue to be happy. Let me show you what I mean. Just remember, always smile. And you know, to keep smiling, I have stopped watching the news. I can't watch it anymore. No longer do I watch the news, I read it. And I just picked up this fine piece of journalism today, the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Actually, I was reading it through this morning, and I had some thoughts about some stuff that was in the news. And I thought, well, instead of telling you what I think, why don't I just show you? I'm sure you agree. Now I know you're probably expecting a magician to stand here and rip up all these pieces and instantly restore that newspaper back together. I would love to do that, but that's just not what I think the news. Instead, I'm gonna take these pieces, and if you watch close, if you watch really close, you can see them starting to melt and fuse back together. I'm not gonna do this all at once, oh no. I'm gonna do this slowly, visually, so you can see it happen. Little by little, all of those ripped up and destroyed pieces of the news slowly melt back together, little by little, so I can stay informed. That is the news. But you know what I have been doing instead of reading the news? I've started a new ritual. My new ritual is to write down one word every day. And that word I can focus on, really portray in my life. And today's word I wanted to share with you because I feel like this word is well known to a lot of our members in the community. And that's because this word is balance. Balance, the key to life, the key to happiness. I have found a way to use balance, and I found a way to make it magical. I hope you enjoy. show you a little bit of magic using light and shadow. Until next year.
And that was Jason Andrews. Make sure you look out for the copy of MUM with him on the cover sometime this month. Speaking of MUM and on the cover, I have to say to everybody involved, particularly our friends from the Magic Circle, wherever you may be in the world, August is going to be very, very special because Arian and Black and myself run a column called Magic Around the World, the August special. The August is very special because we're actually going to feature Magic Circle members from around the world in that column. We've worked very hard with our dear editor, Alan Howard, and a lot of help from a particular person at the Magic Circle with the logo of the Magic Circle on the cover of MUM. So look out for the August issue. And the We've got people like Michael Vincent and David Berglass, MBE, and a host of wonderful, wonderful people from around the world, from Iceland and other Malta and different places of Magic Circle members in that issue. Now, let's leave Las Vegas and head kind of north all the way up to New York. I don't really need to say very much about this gentleman. Pretty much everybody knows him internationally. All the awards he's won. Ladies and gentlemen, Tokova.
Thank you.
Ah, thank you, Tokova. Wonderful, 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 classic, beautiful stuff from a master.
Thank you.
Wonderful. You're welcome. You're most welcome. Thank you, Tokova. You're wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll leave New York and head south, all the way to Sao Paulo in Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, to one of our International Assembly Charter members, all the way in Brazil, please welcome and say bienvenido to Emerson Rodriguez.
Hi, Anthony. Are you hearing me well?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you.
Perfect. So I will try to do something a little different. I want to interact with you. So I discovered in all these years doing magic that we need three key things to do good magic. And I bring with me one of those keys. The first key is the key of the mind. This looks like a simple key, right? But I want to do a test with this. Maybe in the chat room, people can type. I want that everybody that is watching this with us right now, imagine that you are in a hotel room, in a corridor hotel, and this is the key of one of the rooms. So now, please, everybody in the chat, put a three-digit number, and I will ask for Anthony to choose one of any of the three-digit numbers.
Okay, let me go to chat and let me see.
Someone already typed something?
Yeah, let me just check. Oh, somebody's put here 445. That's from Mr. Britton, the president of the Magic Circle, no less. Yes.
445.
5, yes.
So this is the chosen number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to imagine vividly this number on the door of this hotel room. 445, right?
Correct.
Okay. It's unbelievable how a simple key can open your mind and control. I will try to show you. Here, inside, before this begin, I wrote 445. Can you see?
Just about. Could you tilt it a little bit to the camera so everybody could see it? That's fine. That's fine. Everybody can see it.
445.
Wow.
It's right?
It is correct. Yes.
Whoa.
You agree, Mr.
So,
Britton? That was your number. Yep.
Nice. Perfect. This is just to open our minds to this experience, right? And this is the key of the mind. Now, I want to show you another key. But I will tell you later what this key is. For now, I want to, if we work close, I will simply ask for you to choose a card. But since we are very far away, I will run the cards like this, and you please say stop anytime you want. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
Well, you want me to do it, or shall I pick someone to do it?
What you prefer?
I think it's much better if we pick someone else. Okay.
Okay.
We have a very lovely lady from Atlanta as well, a great magician that I know and a good friend called Debbie Leifer, and we'll ask her to say stop. And
Perfect.
I know you don't know her. So okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So whenever you're ready, Debbie, just say stop.
I run the cards and please say stop.
Stop.
Okay. Please memorize this card. right? And I'll just shuffle a little bit, but we don't need the deck anymore. All you need is that key. With this key, the solid key, I shake and looks that one card appear inside. I don't know what card is this, but I will take a look. It's one card folded. Can be any card, but is exactly the Queen of Diamonds. Exactly the Queen of Diamonds.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent.
And to finish this experience, I talk about the key of the mind. The second one was the mystery key, of the mystery. And for third, but not least, I want to share with you a key that I keep in my heart. And for this, I need just one more chosen card, okay? Please, anybody can say once again, stop any time they want.
Stop.
I didn't even begin. I run the cards and then we say stop.
Stop.
Okay, perfect. Please take a look. Okay. Everybody saw the card?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, I want you to open your mind and send to me this card. I will try to feel, I don't know, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this the card you choose. Yes or no?
No.
No? Really no? Not the Three of Hearts?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. No problem. With the key of heart, with the key of my heart, I can fix anything that I want. Because all I need to do is 1, 2, and now I remove the heart from the 3, and now the 3 becomes the 2, and that's it. I want to say thank you very much with all my love to all of you. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Muito obrigado, Emerson. Thank you so much.
Obrigado, thank you.
All the way from Brazil. Well, we're going to head north now, and he is with us, but he prepared a little special something a little while back, and we thought it might be fun to share the clip from that. This gentleman really needs no introduction whatsoever. He was a former past national president of the Society of American Magicians. If you don't know his name, really, you don't belong in magic. Dear friend of mine, and many years ago, we used to co-host Magic Around the World. World-Class Magic. Magic Around the World is what I do now with Arian Black. World-Class Magic in MUM, and we did that for 4 years under the watchful eye of Dave Goodsell, the editor then. So, of course, you pretty much guessed who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, a lovely clip from Dan Garrett.
Gentlemen, tonight I'm going to produce a genuine Toyota in this room. So, using the audience, hang on to your chairs, okay? So we're about ready for this. Let's give it a go. Toyota. Maybe get somebody over here to help me out. Would you mind just for a second? What's your name?
Cole, let's have a big hand for Cole. Relax. Cole, I want to tell you a little bit about my childhood and how I came about to do what I do these days. And when I was very young, I had a fascination with pocket knives. I believe that desktop publishing was invented long before the computer by a kid with a pocket knife sitting at a wooden desk. Hope that point wasn't lost on somebody. And so I had this wonderful little knife, a pocket knife, that was magical in that it would change colors. It was a beautiful ebony knife, and yet, as you can see, when I rubbed it just a little bit, it would change into an ivory knife. Let's see. And change back. Now, a lot of people thought that the knives changed color with the heat of my hand, but it is in fact not true. I have two knives, and the knives are switched at a rate of 300 million meters per second. For the nerds in the audience, that's the speed of light, approximately. And to show you how it works, would you hold your hand out, palm down? Let me show you this. Like white, light and dark, and now this is the light and this is the dark. That's that fast. So you can experience this, hold your hand palm down, and you must, together like that. Good. And that's good. Now you must choose the light or the dark knife. Light. The light. Oh, yes. A wise choice, my young Padawan. The light side of the Force is full of wonderful energy. Be not seduced by the dark side. You must hold the dark side for me. Hold tight. And yet, a Jedi Master can save you from the dark side. It flows through us. Its energy fills our being. So I now tap your hand, and I have taken the dark side away from you. Now you have the light, I have the dark. See, there, it's changed. Now, open the knife you must. This is part of your Jedi training. Do not try, do. Try. The Force is strong in you, youngling, yet your training is not complete. See, you do not believe in yourself. That is why you fail. Only a Jedi Master can any color make. So you choose any color. That color this knife will become. Choose now. Any color. Any color. Red. Try to fool a Jedi Master. For 900 years have I trained Jedi. And yet, even red, I can do. I don't take any. Oh.
Wow. Dan Garrett, as you've never seen him, you even got a glimpse of Dan Harlan. How cool is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now want to take you outside. Really? Yes. Because it's going to involve water. And it's going to involve 70 feet of chains. And it's going to involve all kinds of, well, you know what? Just watch. Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful clip from Alexandria the Great.
My name is Alexandria the Great, and I'm an escape artist. Growing up, I loved to watch magic and awesome Houdini-like escapes. I said to myself, that's what I want to do. But I never thought I could do it because I'm not the perfect Barbie size, and I wanted to have a family. And so after about 16 years, my husband turned to me and he said, you have no excuse now. And I said, okay, let's give it a try.
At home, my mom's kind of like Clark Kent. She cleans, she does the dishes, she cooks dinner for us. And then it's kind of crazy though, because at night they'll be like training and she just turns into a completely different person.
What I'm going to perform tonight is something that Houdini himself, I don't think, would have attempted. An underwater straitjacket, 25 feet of chain, 5 padlocks in 90 seconds or less.
You're looking at us.
I am. Any wrong move could end up for me not being able to get out. And I cannot have that happen.
Go, Alex. So now she's using gravity to try to get out of that. Obviously, she's had a little bit of problems.
Is everything all right? She looks like she's having a little trouble.
You know what? She's just trying to battle through right now.
What's going on now?
Okay, this is, she calls her washing machine, trying to get out of the jacket.
Okay. See that there's a little water spilling out. Is that all right?
Yep, she's fine. Okay, she's out of the jacket.
Okay.
Now the key is being able to get the bobby pins.
Okay.
She couldn't find the bobby pins at the bottom, so she's trying to use what she can. She doesn't know where she is.
But are you sure?
Oh God.
She got it?
She's got it. She's got the lock at least. One. Alex, come on, Alex. She's got the second one.
Come on, everybody.
Come on, Alex. She's blowing out a little bit.
Wow. What can I say? I think you probably mystified yourself as much as I am. If you want to see this lovely lady again, you can, because she is guesting on Arian Black's Magic Kitchen on Friday, July the 3rd. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us neatly to the end of our little gala show. And I think about now, all we will do, in fact, no, ordinarily if it was a lecture or something, we'd ask for questions. Obviously, it's a show. Some of the performers are with us, some of them are not. Before we do that, and you can kind of like mingle, you know, meet and greet kind of thing. I just want to extend my personal thanks to every single member of this cast. The majority of us watching here understand how much preparation and work and rehearsal, etc., goes into something like this. It's even more difficult trying to do it live or with a clip on Zoom. So deep appreciation for every single member of the cast. Louise Andre Douglas, Sylvia Schuler from Holland, Douglas from Scotland, obviously, Mike Leakey from Canada, Arian Black from Las Vegas in Canada, Mark Williams from Las Vegas, Jason Andrews from Las Vegas, Tokova from New York, Emerson Rodriguez from Brazil, Dan Garrett from Atlanta, where he hangs his hat, but pretty much everywhere all over the world. And of course, Alexandria the Great for that wonderful, wonderful escape. I also want to extend a thanks to our Dean, George Schindler, for making the time to come here and say hello. I want to say thank you to the president of the Magic Circle, Mr. Noel Britton, firstly for attending, and secondly for giving our SAM president, Dr. Joel, a wonderful, wonderful surprise. And thank you very much, because I can tell you, as Mr. Noel Britton has said, to become a member of the Magic Circle takes an extraordinary amount of time, and there are things that you have to do. Even Prince Charles himself had to do a cups and balls and pass an exam. So a huge thanks, which I'm sure Joel will also talk about in a minute, to Mr. Britton, Brian Sibley, all the members of the council, to the secretary, Catherine Rhodes, and while we're talking about the Magic Circle, please look out for the August issue in which Catherine, Michael Vincent, David Berglass, etc., etc., etc. A number of people will be featured in Magic around the world. So before I kind of open up the floor for anybody who wants to chat with the cast that's here, some of them had to dash off, some of them are on clips. Some on the clips are actually here with us, like Dan and Mike Likey, etc. I will turn over to our almost president, Dr. Joel.
Oh, thanks, Anthony. Well, again, I want to thank this cast. It was unbelievable, the show. It was absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully we're going to do so many more. We're looking forward to that. It should be really exciting. I want to thank especially Mark Williams, who does all the editing for this show and all the other shows. So special thanks to Mark. And Anthony, oh my gosh, you're awesome. And Noel, thank you for the great honor. It's going to be the Noel Joel year, which I'm looking forward to. That'll be great. And for everybody who's attended today, thank you for coming out. And by the way, if you know, there's a lot of magicians out there who really do need help now during these times. And a lot of people ask me, hey, Joel, you know, can you donate to a special fund or something to help your fellow magicians? The answer is yes. I'm going to throw it on screen right now. If you want to do $1 or $5 or $10 to your fellow magicians, right here. Easiest way to do it, you can go to the SAM website, magicsam.com, and click on the button, donate to the SAM. You can definitely do that. And to the MEF fund, which really helps out your fellow magicians. So we're all here as a family, and we're all to help each other. So thank you so much, everybody. Anthony, turning it back to you, buddy.
Wow, thank you, boss. Yeah, that's really, really good. Somebody, in fact, has been buzzing me and sending me messages saying, did you know the MC has to do something? And the answer was, yes, I know, but you know, should I? So, I mean, would anybody like to see the MC do something? Oh, the silence was deafening. Okay, well,
why not?
Thank you. Why not? Because I'm gonna charge you.
Then don't.
No, seriously, I'll charge you, and whatever I charge you, please send it to, and Joel will put it up again, to the SAM Endowment Fund. It's very important, because before I do a little something, I think it's important to stress that you do not have to be a member of the SAM to benefit from the endowment fund, because in the past, people on hard times, you know, people in our industry on hard times have benefit from it as well. Naturally, we give preference to SAM members. Speaking of which, if you're not an SAM member, I encourage you to join. There's a lot of wonderful stuff that happens and benefits to you. If you're outside of the US or inside the US, please feel free to contact me. And I would love to welcome you to the International Assembly. We do have a number of people from around the world who are already members of that. And our honorary members are Paul Cortelli and Nanny and Mark Wilson. So Dan Garrett, Vanny Puel, I mean, there's some major names, Fred Becker, and I can't think of everybody, Catherine Rhodes, all these lovely people are all part of the internet, Bobby Tokova, all these lovely people are part of it. Okay. I will briefly turn you over to Joel again, but as a couple of people have asked, I'd like to do something. So I'm going to do it really, really quick. I don't want to drag you all out. So let me have a look down here on the screen and see if I can spot somebody. I just need a volunteer. Just something really quick and zappy. Let me have a look. I mean, no, I can't pick people I know. I don't know. Oh, who is that? Somebody's out there with the SAM logo as your thing, a gentleman, glasses, and a beard. Who are you, sir? Yes, you. Will you volunteer, please?
Sure. What you need?
Who are you?
I'm Jeff Lanes.
Oh my gosh, I've just seen your name. Jeez, God, you've changed.
Just a little bit.
Good grief. Yeah, I was going to say, have we met? And the answer is yes, we have.
Yeah, we've met once or twice.
Yeah, we have. When I was doing a talk show for the SAM back in Dallas, Texas. You're from Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were the man who rigged all the lights and everything. Yeah, who was I doing on that talk show? I think it was past national president Maria Ibanez and Phil Wilmart, rest his soul. But anyway, where are you? Have you gone? I don't see you in my gallery. You're there.
Like an idiot.
Okay, let me just do a little really fast something, if I may. You got any money?
Yeah, right. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some.
You got some? What do you got?
Yeah, what you need?
I don't know. What do you got? Couple of hundreds will work. Do you have any of those?
Not these days.
Oh, okay. I don't think you're alone in that, but okay. What have you got?
I got a 5, a 10, and a 1.
Ah, you picked that because Joel was saying about people, helping the SAM Endowment Fund with a 1, a 5, or a 10. Okay, hold them up. Let me have a look. The 1, a 5, and a 10. Yeah? All right, real quick. Hold them up. I can't see you, so I'm assuming you are. Okay, 1, a 5, and a 10. That's really good. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Oh, gosh, I've forgotten your name again. Jeff, I apologize. Jeff, do me a favor. Just pick anybody you want that's watching. I don't care who.
I can't really see who's out there, so.
Well, somebody, anybody. I don't mind. I want this to be very clean and fair and above board. I don't want to choose the person. Don't choose a cast member because I know them. Okay, just choose somebody. Somebody stick your hand up that doesn't know me, who've never met me. Okay, we have a gentleman here. Oh, Matt Grodin, if I pronounced your name correctly, sir. Thank you. Matt, I want you to pay. Are you a magician?
Yes, I am.
You are. Okay. Matt, I want you to pay very close attention, please. Okay, it's absolutely vital that you do. Okay, listen very, very carefully as I enunciate each word. This is quite important because if you do not, it will fail. Well, it might anyway, but Now, magicians among us will know about the equivoque. Yes? I don't want to do that. Matt, I want you to pick either the 1, the 5, or the 10. Whichever one you pick, I'm not going to use the evoke. Whichever one you pick, that's the one we will use. So it's not a matter of me guiding you into the evoke, okay? Or equivoque, or whatever you want to pronounce it. Understood, Matt? Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All right. So in a nice, loud stage voice, you decide which one that we will use, the 1, the 5, or the 10.
The 5.
Okay. That's fine. It's the 5. Everybody heard that, yes?
Yeah.
My pad, I don't know if the screen will cut to me or not. I'll do that. Oh, it says you are muted by the host. No, I'm not. Oh, you are unmuted by the host. Okay, great. There's my pad. Nothing fancy about it. It's just a pad, all right? And that's very important that it's just a pad. Now, you picked... now we'll come back to you, Jeff. I don't want to drag this out. I want to make it real quick and get to mixing with the cast. That's the 5. Yes, Jeff, would you do me a favor, please? Just hold it up to you about eye height, where your glasses are. Just hold it up. Right. Okay. I want you to take a snapshot of it with your mind. Some of the older folk like me will remember Polaroid cameras. You remember when we had the instant picture from Polaroid? Yep. You old enough to remember that, Mr. Lange?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. But to be serious for a moment, just take a picture of whatever you're looking at the moment, the 5. Yes? Please fold it in half. Have you done that?
I have.
Please fold it in half. Please fold it again. And fold it again. That's fine. Keep it framed in shot where everybody could see it. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. You have the mental image in your mind. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Good. I have no idea how to read minds. I can't do that. I never learned how. However, I want to ask you to please be kind enough and imagine you are a television studio or channel and you are transmitting an image to me, and my television set, when I switch it on, is capturing that image. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, you understand. Okay, so just transmit the image to me. Now, I think That's fine. People can still see you in gallery when it cuts back to me. Okay, I think hopefully the picture will cut back to me. I don't see me. Yes. Okay, because there's a blank one there. Please transmit now. Actually, I don't mind. You guys can actually even watch. There's nothing for me to hide. You're thinking of something else. Come on, come back to where you were, Mr. Lanes. Thank you. Okay, it's a double number. That's good. That's what confused me. It's 2 double numbers. That's really confusing. Okay, I'm done. You can actually see me scribble. There's no switches or anything of that nature. I'm picking up your image. I'm going to impress the heck out of you, Mr. Lanes. You're holding up a 5, right?
Yes, sir.
You're transmitting a picture of Abraham Lincoln to me.
That's good. I am.
Okay, yeah, some of the older guys are going to get this like me. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Lanes, would you be impressed if in your transmission to me, and I was picking up, that I actually got the serial number as well?
Oh, I'd very much be impressed.
Well, I certainly hope you will. No, it can't, but I've given it a try. I got confused.
Well, let's see if you're any good.
Well, I got confused because there were digits repeating themselves, so I could well be wrong, and it maybe can't be done. The first letter I have is an N. Is that what you have?
I believe so. Let me take a look.
Is it an N?
Because I don't remember. Very close. It's an M.
Oh, it's an M. Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. The next one is an L.
That is correct.
That confused me because it was repeated. 77, is that correct?
It is.
94, is that correct?
94.
That confused me. 66.
66 is
I
correct.
just repeated it. Oh, it actually is there. Oh, wonderful. And then 81, and the final letter, I wasn't sure if it was an E or an F. I went with the F.
That, sir, is amazing.
Was it an E or an F?
It was an F.
It was an F. Oh, could you hold the bill up, please, so people can see it? And I'll read it off. Hold it up the camera. Yeah. Oh, it's an M, not an N. Sorry. The M's very squashed from when you were transmitting. That's why I picked up an N. Okay, NL, well, obviously not an N, an M, 77946681F. Okay, that's very quick, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr.
Wow.
Lanes.
Just
thank you,
wow.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
That's amazing. Good job.
Well, thank you so much. Yes. Next time I'm in Texas, find me.
I will, and we will have a cup of something.
You bet. You know where to find me. I'm always in the bar.
Not this week.
No, not this one. Sadly, TRAM has been cancelled. Well, like many things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of people have asked and sent messages. You do a little something, and that's what I could think of from the spur of the moment. Okay, thank you so much. We've said all our thanks. I want to just cut back to Dr. Joel, and then have all the performers unmute their mics and introduce themselves. And then obviously anybody who wants to talk to them or ask questions, just go ahead and do that. For my part, thank you. I am honored and thrilled and humbled to have such wonderful friends be part of this cast, and to eminent people like our Dean, George Schindler, Mr. Noel Britton, President of the Magic Circle, and our almost President, Joel. He's here on every show because he helps with all the Zoom and does everything. Please, please, you know what? I'm not going to hold back. For goodness sakes, $5 isn't going to break anybody, all right? If you can't do that, send $1. If we have enough people sending $1, it's all going to help the SAM Endowment Fund. So that's how you do it. if you want to see this again, we will send the raw footage to our pal Mark Williams that Joel thanked publicly, and he will put it all together, and I will be posting the link in the appropriate places. So for my part, thank you very, very much to everybody. I'll turn you over to Joel, and then we'll just leave it open. If you want to unmute your mics, cast members, please, attendees, just talk or ask or type or whatever. I'm going to sort of metaphorically duck out. My job is done. Thank you. Joel, last word to Dr. Joel.
Well, again, thanks everybody for coming today. Thank you for the cast members. Thank you, Mark Williams. Again, thank you, Anthony, for putting this together. And Noel, just for you, tie's coming off, buddy. That's it. I'm done. Okay.
Me too. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go on. Put my picture on. Take my tie off too. Yeah, there you go. I can see me take it. Oh, there's my tie coming off. There you go. Look at that. Yeah. Jeez, I should have had a phone booth. It'd have been quicker. Oh, thank you for that, Donna. Yeah, there's people who understand these things. Yeah. My tie's coming off too. There you go. Right. Okay. Done. It's chill out time. Everybody at the bar. Joel is buying.
Paul Britton says it's casual Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. All week long. Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's have a look at the chat here and see what's happening. Yeah, Noel says it's casual Saturday. Well, he would, because he's got an incredible sense of humor. If you've not met this gentleman, do try and meet him sometime. He's just an amazing guy and a wonderful magician. Yeah, he's also the president of the Magic Circle. Okay, nobody else here. Yes, sir. Who's that?
I'll say something and I'll have to duck out. This is Dan.
Yes, John. Please go ahead.
All right. So thanks for making me follow Torkova. Secondly, I don't know if I was trying to do Yoda or Di Vernon there, and so I went sort of in between.
Grandmaster, you were doing Vernon. Doing an impression of
Anybody has any questions, ask, and I'll
Yoda. Yeah, you were doing Vernon was doing an impression of Yoda. Well, you were channeling. What can I say?
Okay, no questions. I will see you guys, and I'm proud to be a part of this cast. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dan. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, Matt, you said you have a question for Takova. Please, go ahead.
I would like to know a little bit about the history of the multiplying candlesticks. I don't believe he's the first person to do that. That's the first time I've seen that effect performed live, but I think I remember seeing photos and books of some older magicians. What's the history behind that? Who's the first one to do it, and how long has it been around?
Yeah, I think as far as I know, it was developed probably in the 50s or the 60s. The first person that I know who did it was Fantasio. It might have been done earlier by Cantu in South America. I'm not sure. But these candles were designed by Earl Morgan, and they were sold by Magic Inc. And Owen sells a different set, which was originally made by Lloyd's, and they were more like in the 40s. So I don't know who really did it, but they were around since like the 40s or the 50s at least.
I saw Fred Capps do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for those of you who don't know, I was smiling to myself, and I don't know if you knew this, Matt. Maybe other folks do, or maybe don't. But Bobby is, well, we're off stage now, so I'll just call him Bobby as opposed to Tokova. He's quite a remarkable historian. When George Schindler, I was his house guest some years ago in New York, and George took me to many places. One of them was the Malpaca Cemetery, where Houdini is buried. And if anybody's been there, if you're looking at it, on the right-hand side on the ground, there is a grave for Bess. And it was Bobby who actually said to me, this is how good he is. She's not actually buried there. Apparently her body was taken out and taken to another place. And I believe the reason for it, and Bobby will correct me if I'm wrong, I know, is that it is a Jewish cemetery, and I don't believe she was Jewish. But, you know, Bobby did tell me that, yeah.
And this is relative. were Catholic, and so they moved up to a Catholic cemetery in upstate New York.
Incidentally, for those of you who don't know, the SAM does not own the plot or anything like that, but we take, well, I say we, I don't, but we take care of it. There are people who do that in New York who take care of it. They remove the bust from time to time to stop it being vandalized, because it was in the past. I have to say, George Schindler told me this when he took me there a few years ago to show me the place, the resting place, that David Copperfield had contributed some large amount. It was either 10 or 100,000. I don't remember how much, but it was a significant amount to, clean up and restore the grave, etc. And he also paid for some benches to be put there. So, yeah, that's just a little bit of background if you guys need it. In fact, Joel, did we not talk about that when we were on the Andrew Eborn show? We did, didn't we?
That is correct. We did.
Yeah. We did indeed. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Anthony. Quick thing on the multiplying candles. The version that Fred Capps did was actually different. That was called Nesto candles, and although it was the same effect, all the candles were separate. I mean, over in the UK, it was Harry Stanley at Unique Magic that was the first person to put it out over here. And actually, he brought out multiplying cigarette lighters, which was exactly the same format and method. But actually, they because of the shape of them, they actually worked much better. And they were silver on both sides, so you could actually turn your hands, which is more difficult to do with the candles, obviously. But yeah, the version that Fred Capps used was I think quite a beast, as one would expect from Fred Capps. So it was certainly a difficult version in that the candles were lit and all separate. So a dangerous thing to do.
Absolutely, yeah. You can get away with it on Zoom because we don't have any fire marshals. I can't remember now. Noel, well, we're off now, so I don't need to call you Mr. Britton. I can't remember. Well, I have to out of respect when you're on. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we're allowed to. I can't remember the last time I was on the stage at the Magic Circle. I think Roy Marsh introduced me some years ago. But tell me, I know it's closed now, and the theatre, etc. But we're not allowed to have fire there either, are we?
No, fire's out. Flames generally. I mean, it's getting difficult now. I mean, the thing over in the UK, I don't know if it's happening elsewhere, is sort of the confetti cannons. Are banned in a lot of places now, because if you go into a theatre and use them, there's a good chance that a week later you've got some serious Shakespeare production of Macbeth or something like that, and confetti is falling from bits of scenery that's they go so high they lodge, and then there's a slight breeze, and consequently that those are coming under fire, to make a pun of it. Confetti cannons are the latest thing over here. So there was a story years ago of when Johnny Hart appeared at the Lido in Paris, that he was fined 50 francs for every playing card that he missed the top because the dancers were coming out after him. And a single playing card on the stage, a dancer could slip on it. Yeah, and Johnny apparently sort of said, 50 francs. That's it's a bit ridiculous. And the owner of the club said, he said, magicians are a dime a dozen. My dancers I look after. So it's good to know that even one of the world's best was considered just another magician. And disposable. But yeah, it's a problem.
I'm glad you brought up Johnny Hart, because for people who are interested, and I will post about this, and obviously to the Magic Circle private page as well, we have one of our fellow members, a gentleman you will know very well now, Steve Short. The 11th of July is also a Saturday in the Darkstone Dossier. Steve Short, because Steve has written wonderful books about David Nixon, Johnny Hart, as you mentioned, and of course, blessings to his memory, dear Ali, who was a consultant on the David Nixon show. And Steve has some very rare photographs that we're going to show on that show. So stay alert if you're interested in magic history, and if you want to learn about one of the greats, and I think Noel will definitely agree with me, from British Magic, David Nixon. Would you agree, Noel? Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. The gentleman of magic. So he was the sort of precursor to Paul Daniels. He was our Mark Wilson, so to speak, sort of in that time frame, and yes, had this very sort of avuncular style, which was wonderful. So yeah, he was a big name in magic, and when I was a kid, that was how I got into magic. You know, you'd have top acts on Norm Nielsen and all sorts of great international acts. So yeah, he's one of our best, one of the Brits.
Well, one of the reasons that I wanted to highlight him, so we asked Steve. In fact, Catherine tipped me off as to who to contact, which was Steve Short, and he was just an amazing man. And we've chatted, and he's going to bring some rare pictures of. It won't mean anything to you, but it will if you watch the show. Noel will know what I'm talking about. He has a rare picture of Basil Brush.
Yes, Basil Brush was a puppet figure over here, and also there's a very famous English comedian over here called Norman Wisdom, and he was the straight man to David Nixon. I mean, that's how he created his most famous character. David Nixon needed a stooge from the audience, and Norman Wisdom was the comic on the show. And he went out. He said, "Oh, I haven't got a change of costume for the bit you need me for." So David went, he gave him a few quid and told him just to go down to a thrift shop and buy a suit, and it was too small for him, so it was really tight, and that became his trademark. So yeah, Norman Wisdom's costume came from one of our magicians. So yeah, it's amazing how these things go around.
Indeed. And Basil Brush was this puppet, and Steve's going to show a picture of the voice and handler for the puppet, and he used to feature on David Nixon's show. I mean, how classy and good do you have to be to have a puppet on your show? I mean, wow, that takes some serious nerve. I was going to use a different word that you play tennis with, but okay, nerve to do something like on live. Those days it was not recording, was it? There was a lot of it went out live. Some of it did anyway, as far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah, Nixon's early stuff did. Yeah. Then later on he started recording.
And so on.
Because, I mean, it was. He did some amazing. I'm sure you can get it in America, an amazing DVD of some of his early shows, and he did a lot of, really groundbreaking camera trickery. I mean, he wasn't trying to disguise it by any means whatsoever, but he used to talk to himself in the dressing room. So the pre-show, the sort of little teaser bit before the main titles would be David Nixon in his dressing room, speaking to his own reflection in the mirror. And there was one time when he had a bit of chalk and he drew a noughts and crosses frame, tic-tac-toe in American. So he drew a tic-tac-toe screen on the mirror, and the reflection was drawing the circles from the opposite side. And Dave was, I mean, really, technically difficult to do in the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, so amazing stuff.
They hadn't invented that yet. I mean, well, obviously they did, but you know what I mean. The kind of technology that we have now wasn't there. So it took a lot of, and Ali Bongo, as I said, rest his soul, was a consultant on that show, and so on. But anyway, let's have a look and see what else is, let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, we have Jeff and Dan talking about confetti cannons. Yep. Okay, on a pull string. And wait, there's a gentleman here. I'm judging by your name. You are also from Brazil, Tiago. He wants to ask Emerson Rodriguez a question. Yeah, he has. Oh, the question he's asking is, where did the idea of the keychain magic come from? I'm not quite sure how I would answer that if I was asked. But I'll leave that to Emerson. Are you still there, Emerson? That's the question he's asked. I leave you to respond.
This is my friend kidding with me
Ah,
from Brazil.
Okay.
He works with me.
Ah.
We work in a duo here in Brazil.
Right. Oh, yes, I remember, because sometimes you guys do a kind of double thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We work together. The keychain magic, it's because I have a lot of effects with keychains.
Yeah, does Tiago speak English?
Just
Probably
a
not,
little
but I'll
bit,
tell you.
just a little bit.
Então,
Yeah.
Tiago, não deve perguntar uma coisa dessa, pá. He's a magician. He got what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Who else have we got here? Gosh, there's a lot of stuff here. And I'm trying to, where are we? Oh, I'm not quite sure what this relates to. People are going, wow, wonderful. No way. I don't know what that is. So, hey, I guess you know what? Oh, George has said something that's very important, which has obviously disappeared, but I brought it down. Apparently, I didn't know this, at the SAM for medical assistance, there's a thing called Hooding Fund. That's HOODING, fund. There is also a benevolent fund, I will hasten to add, at the Magic Circle. And there's also various committees and subcommittees. One of them, Noel, help me out here. Is it called Flourish?
My apologies.
No, that's okay. Please say you know more about it than I do. So
The mind section of the show. Flourish is our mental health and mental welfare section. So, I think we're all aware that in the arts and entertainment, it's very much of a roller coaster career and way of life, really. You're standing on stage and have all this affirmation of a huge group of people, and then you can walk into a dressing room afterwards or sit in a car for a 2-hour drive, and it's there are big ups and downs in just doing shows. So it's something that we're very aware of, and we've had some around the globe, we've had some, very sad cases of magicians taking their own lives, and at the Magic Circle, we've had our, unfortunately, our share as well of, people still with a lot of years ahead of them, and and it's something that we encourage just to people to talk about it and to try and, help each other and be aware that it's not something that people should keep to themselves and think, oh, I'm the only one. And even more so, of course, with the situation at the moment, work has dried up for most of us, and it's, it can be a very, very worrying time. So that's our help towards that area.
Well, I think it's important, as you say, it's called Flourish, yes, where there are, people there to help other of our colleagues who, for whatever reason, are depressed, or I just use that word out of midair. But it can be, as Noel has rightly pointed out, you're used to the adrenaline of applause, and then suddenly it's no longer there. Plus, you've got bills mounting up and something else happening, and if you've got a couple of children, it's daunting. And people, Joel and I, in fact, have touched on this lightly, and I'm not quite sure how we will go about it. I think we have something sort of similar at the SAM, but Joel and I, we have a number of things lined up, and possibly one of these. And I think what we'll do then, Noel, if that's okay, is come to you and the people who run Flourish and ask for your guidance as to how best to do that. Because we've got like somewhere between 5,500 to 6,000 members, whereas the Circle, if my memory serves me, it's suddenly about 1,200 or something like that. I could be off by a couple
16.
16. Oh, it's Catherine. Oh, hi, our secretary from the Magic Circle. Lovely to see you. Fantastic. And also a member of our SAM International Assembly, and will be featured in the August issue. But yeah, Yeah, 1600. There you go. See, secretaries know stuff. I don't know. How would I know how many members you've got? But yeah, if that's okay, we will come knocking on your door asking for guidance and help. I'm not quite sure. We obviously need to get people in the SAM in the different states and different assemblies to, all help out. But yeah, thank you so much. We will come for that. Let me look in the chat here. Oh, we have Oslan Tuncer from Turkey who says, thanks for a wonderful show. You're very welcome. A number of people saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, I can't go through all of you. I was really wanting to duck out here, guys. And if you wanted to talk directly to the performers, it's probably better, or to Joel. So that's really up to you. If you want to take your mics off and have a question for somebody, I'm just going through them now. There's a lot. I can't thank you all, but you're more than welcome. Everybody that says thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you're more than welcome. To all the folks who've written and said thank you. Yes, you're very welcome. What shall we say, Joel? Shall we wrap it up if there isn't any more chats directly or indirectly? What do you think?
Let's wrap it up, folks.
Yes, your last chance to talk to the cast or say something. And as Joel says, we're gone in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Sunday, and thanks for attending.